a lot more things to be, financially empowered. And so, what's the next subject we want to talk about? What are we going to talk about?
Building portfolios and risk profiles.
All right, well, let's talk about that.
Do you know what a portfolio is?
Yeah, it's my own personal, it's just like my own summary about myself. It's a paper trail, like I said, about my portfolio, what I did and what I'm planning to do and things like that. So it's just like a blueprint.
Do you know what goes inside a portfolio?
Besides your accomplishments, you want to say your visions and what your plans. You also want to put in there your financial statements and things like that. So you want to build it's like a big old book about yourself. And how you're going to get from plan A to plan B, where did you come from, and things like that. What I would do, what I did is every year I would list all my accomplishments, what I did for that year, what I accomplished and what I didn't accomplish, and what I needed to accomplish, why I didn't accomplish those, and what I understand, what I need to do the next one. So every year I would post, I would write on my computer my personal daily log book for each month. Oh, I accomplished this, I finished school, I did this, I did that. So a portfolio is basically a blueprint of your life.
Mm-hmm. And so that's a very good definition, but I was more or less talking about on the financial realm, the things that build wealth. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people don't really know what goes inside of a portfolio. What is it to help them have wealth accumulation? How do they have a net worth, pretty much? And so real estate, is one of the things that you would put inside your portfolio. Right. If you have any land or you have any equity. Mm-hmm. Also, your insurance goes inside your portfolio. Any type of investments or stocks would go inside your financial portfolio.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so those are the things that we need to start learning about so that we can know why our different risks are factored into being insured. Because insurance, like I talked about earlier, is just the mitigation of risk. And insurance ensures that if something happens to you, probability, like we talked about earlier, basic math, that you would be covered in an incident where you can be indemnified. Mm-hmm. So insurance is an indemnity, and it's an indemnity. It's something to put you back whole, if something happens to you that you weren't expecting. And so just trying to let people know, how important it is that we have insurance in our portfolio, because it's something that helps us maintain and sustain our wealth. And so creating the things that we need to create so that we can have wealth to give back to our family. So different businesses, having a trust, putting things in a trust enables your family to know what your plans are. A lot of people think that having a will is sufficient.
Yeah, and no, it's not.
Yeah, they get out on you.
Yeah, no, a will isn't anything. All it does is put you in court. Now everybody's in court contesting the will.
Exactly.
And now the money's going to lawyers.
Yep.
Because you're in court trying to contest the will. And actually having a trust enables the will to be acted out in the manner that you want it to be acted out in. So they also have generational skips trust, where basically if you see your first bloodline, you don't really like the way they're going or the route they're living, you could skip them and you can leave money or leave whatever to your grandkids. And so these are things that we don't know about, that we need to know about so that we can, better protect and ensure a legacy for our families.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's definitely much needed. Yeah, I was like that too. I was like, man, give me a wheel. Shoot, everybody can get bills. But then I learned. I was just playing just the old player pimp line. But then you see that time after time, people make up a wheel. And they like, no, they must have been drunk when they was doing this, because I'm their favorite cousin. So, or I'm their favorite. I'm all this. So it is definitely much way better if you have a will. That's excellent.
Yeah, and I keep a living will, so just in case something happens,
you have to change it,
make it update it all the time.
Yeah, definitely, and even to jump on that too, right? So, okay. So I asked, it's crazy. I asked somebody like, man, how much money do you think would be sustainable, just to have to give to somebody? And then they was like, man, to be honest, man, shout to the brother. He was like, man, to be honest, man, at least $5 million. And I said, hold on, coach. I said maybe 400,000 when you think about it. We probably all know somebody who got $100,000, and we probably still know them same people who is working a regular job right now. So, and then it's the trinket money. You know, that's the main thing, though. So if we don't have a larger amount of money to, because, you know, we got to run through some money. You know, we got to give all our haters money. We got to give all the people that we love some money. And then by then, a lot of times, if it's not over 100,000+, we'll run through it. So at least, once again, try to, you know, top it up, you know. But anyway, going back to the trust, that is definitely very important. With that, my bad. I ain't gonna read too long.
No, it's fine. This is your show.
Oh, okay. No, it's really the my radio Phoenix show, but
Support District Radio.
Oh yeah,
that's right. It's
support equals love, you guys. I know a lot of people say they support people, you know, and support definitely comes in all forms. You know, don't get me wrong, but when you say you have a loved one and they're doing something on their own, you definitely need to support them because you know how do you love somebody but you don't care about what produces for their livelihood?
Yeah,
that's an oxymoron.
It is. It definitely is. And, you know, what I would like to know, too, is how do we teach about, you know, the financial empowerment with emotional literacy? What is the emotional literacy component to this? Because we're so attached, in some things we are detached from a lot of things, and we carry a lot of baggage with us when we're trying to teach or when we're trying to progress.
Well, I just think that our emotions are attached to the wrong things.
Right. And have you ever noticed, I heard Steve Harvey.
It's basic.
Yeah. Steve Harvey said this, and at first I thought he's wrong, but then when I started getting into my business and so forth, he said, everything that you do, that doesn't mean your friend did. You can't bring people with you on that journey because they didn't earn the right to get to that journey with you. So sometimes you're going to have to leave those behind. And then when you go back, you know, your friend said, hey, you know, because, you know, you get ready to leave me. No, well, geez, I climbed this mountain. You didn't climb it with me.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to leave those people in the past behind because they will impede your progress to move forward. And I made a lot of mistakes with that, you know, because I had my school one year and I was making over $100,000, and then next you know I wanted everybody to come and I was giving them money, come on, we can do this, and then next you know I'm in the crowd in the barrel, you know, it's like they pulled me back and I was like, what happened?
Well, one thing that I've learned since being on my entrepreneurship, and I've created or thought I had partnerships or whatnot, and you have to just go hard for the people who go hard for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know, we haven't really sat back to actually see what people are doing and what their actions show.
Right.
To actually really analyze, you know, what type of person they're going to be, you know, in your life.
Right.
You know, and so that's something that we definitely need to be more cognizant of.
And just realize that, you know, you're on that journey. That doesn't mean you came in the world by yourself. You didn't come with someone else where you were coming together. So when you're on this spiritual and financial journey, you're not going to be able to bring everybody with you. Those are the people you're going to say, thank you very much for helping me to get to this cobblestone, but now I have to move on, but I have to leave you there because I can't go back and grab you because you're still in that cobblestone and you don't understand the true definition of a struggle, and you know, and the way we had to build this type of financial dynasty.
Yeah, definitely. How I look at it, the same thing what Sister Shasta was saying. I mean, you have to put the work in, like I did. A lot of the time, because the thing about it is, like when you building a skyscraper, nobody is there. Don't nobody want to lay the concrete. Don't nobody want to put the slabs in the damn ground.
Nope.
Don't nobody want to spend there just watching the damn concrete dry and all that. So when it start getting, damn baby, you're starting to get tall over there. Then they want to climb on and be friends. Like no,
yes, exactly.
Because the people that you deal with, they either a nutrient to you or they're a toxin.
That's right.
You know, once again, if they in between it, you just get sick.
Yeah.
So you know, you just want to keep it with the nutrient side and surround yourself with other people that's trying to make actually power moves or leadership moves like that. So because it keeps fueling your fire. If it don't fuel your fire, it's putting out your fire. So you really have to know what you're dealing with. It's just basically like how people be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? most people they just a snowflake on the tip of the iceberg. They ain't
Right.
even there from the beginning of the iceberg. They just there on, damn, you a snowflake on the tip of the iceberg? And then you running around like, oh yeah, you know, just like almost when it comes down to family, when you think about family, just because a person is part of your family don't mean that you automatically need
Right.
to look out for them. Yes, that might sound super crazy, but I don't give a damn. But the main thing about it,
Well, and you know how sometimes you heard
It's
about
so
people
silly.
who became rich, and all of a sudden these long lost cousins come around. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we family.
Yeah.
Like, where were you before I got this money?
definitely, and that's what I was saying. So with me, I give people an opportunity before I give them money. Most people, once again, you know, we financially illiterate, so we don't know what to do with the money. So if I give you an opportunity, you will respect the opportunity. That's why people like jobs, per se. They respect what they get paid at the end of the hour. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's consistent, and they like that normalcy. I always wanted to talk to a person who's been a cash register at a grocery store for years, and I just want to say, is this fulfilling for you? You know,
It's so funny. That's funny that you brought that up.
you know, have you ever seen the baggers, and you've seen them for years and years, and you're just like, God, you're here every year, every day, every year. Is this fulfilling?
When I worked at Nordstrom's, I love Nordstrom's. Shout out to Nordstrom's. They got the best customer service ever.
Right.
You know, they're really for their clients or whatnot. But that's when I first got the American Express Black Card in my hand.
Wow.
That was the first time I ever touched one. And it was heavy.
Really?
Yeah, it's like made of Titanic or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, this is supposed to be mine.
Wow.
Come on, man.
I'm supposed to have this card.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And that
And
really...
that lets you know what type of money you making if you have that.
What a
kind
card,
of
exactly. And so they didn't even have a Nordstrom's card. You know, they had that card. That's the card that they used. And I was just like, that's supposed to be my card. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get one of those
Yeah,
cards
in my
later.
hand,
That's
you know?
right.
And so, just like you said, like some people don't even realize all the money that goes through
Yeah.
their hands. And that could have been their money.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly. And I like the analogy that you used about the orange juice. You know, it's like they, you know, you go to McDonald's and you go and they pay like what? Did I say something wrong?
No, I used to work at McDonald's, and hold on, not to cut you off. Hey, check it out, world. I used to work at McDonald's a very, very long time ago. This is when I knew the world was not about the right. Now check this out, world. I ain't about to make it long. Okay, so check it out. So it was 8 employees on the shift. When nobody getting paid above $8. So 8 times 8 is about 64. Then you got to add the food in there. So I'm just gonna say the food was like probably like 500 maybe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They made $1,500 in an hour off of us.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, yeah, we made $1,500. I'm looking like, fam, I'm only getting paid $8 funky. But yeah, no, just go ahead.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And if you look at it and you squeeze those oranges, and how much does it cost to buy a glass of orange juice?
I was $6 to $8.
$6 to $8.
That's crazy.
Why aren't? I mean, it's not like we ain't got oranges around it, and you buy a bag of oranges for $5
That's
for
crazy.
a bag, and you fresh squeezed orange juice and put them in some cups. Family, we doing something wrong here.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the main thing about
Yeah.
like entrepreneurship, to touch on that, is no security with entrepreneurship unless, you know, you have something established. The reason why most people don't leave jobs, like right now, you know, salute to everybody got a job, but the reason why you don't want to leave the job is because it's security in it. But then
Well,
again,
supposedly,
yeah.
Right, 'cause that's what I said, supposedly.
Yeah, supposing. But the thing about it is, though, you can get fired tomorrow.
or
You
they
know
can
what
shut that joint down.
I'm saying? Yeah, and that happened to a lot of different
It
companies.
just happened recently.
Yep, it sure did.
Stingrays in Scottsdale shut down. Didn't even tell their
They didn't even
employees
tell the employees
that they was getting shut down.
Hostess Twinkie did that to the people. I think it was in Texas somewhere, and they went to work and they saw a sign on the door that said, "We are closed." And the employee said, "Well, what do you mean we're closed? We're closed for what?" And they let them know that the company, the factory, was closed. And they were like, you know, well, what about my last paycheck? Well, what about it? We're in bankruptcy now, and it's just that's a scary thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're basically putting too much trust in
Yes,
other
it's
entities. You
corporations.
know what I mean? Even the system.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you started off the podcast today talking about food stamps and being
Yes.
on the system. and things like that. And I'm sorry, but I'd rather put trust in myself.
That's right.
You know what I mean? To make sure that I can do the things that need to be done so I can get to the next level.
That's right.
You know, you can be disappointed with yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to be disappointed because you put your trust in someone else and they didn't do what needed to be done for you.
Right. Time out.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy, man. Shout out to Dame Dash. Dame Dash said that he always talked about putting your money up. I never understood why you always talking about put your own money up. He said, B, if you put your own money up and you lose that money out there, you have more respect for it. But if somebody put the money up for you, you will never have respect for it.
Nope.
People will never have respect for their damn jobs or whatever, but they keep on going to it day in and day out,
Right.
day in and day out. It's just like planting the seeds or killing the animals, you know what I'm saying, and making a meal out of it, or going to the grocery store. You'll get lazy because the grocery store shut down right now. It'll be an epidemic because people don't know how to grow. Most people, they don't know how to grow their own food. They sure nothing about it. If you eat heavy meat, either you sure ain't jumping on no cow back out there or nothing like that, and making those steaks or anything out like that. So it's the thing about it's about dependability. Whenever
Right.
you become so dependent on something,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying. You'll never want.
That's
Matter of fact,
right.
a guy said that he was saying, which was so crazy. He said, man, it was wild, which was super odd. He was part of the top 1%, which is crazy. But he was just saying, if you can make somebody comfortable in poverty, they'll never leave it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remix. If you make somebody comfortable in poverty, they'll never ever leave it. And it's a whole mentality, like I was saying.
Yeah, that's
before.
why they say money don't mean nothing, and I'm sorry.
Right.
Money, they say money don't mean nothing. Money isn't everything, and I'm sorry. The good Lord did not place us here to be without.
Well, this
You
is
know?
what I would say. Money can't buy love, but neither does poverty. So, same thing. Money don't buy everything, but neither does poverty. So, I need some green in order to make me to live a sustainable life. They said, it's not, it's not all that about being rich. Well, I already tried poverty, so let me try rich. Okay,
Right,
'Cause
right.
I said, don't only poor people say that crap. Rich people don't say that stuff.
They don't
Exactly.
say that. And why do people get up every day
Right.
to go to work? For the dollar.
That's exactly.
You know what I
For
mean?
that
So you
dollar.
can't tell me that money don't mean nothing and money isn't everything, because we
Right.
live in a society
Right.
where you can't even get in your car
Right.
if you don't have money.
Hey.
You don't have a car without no money.
You can't even
You
buy
know?
a decent bottle of water without get a good cup of water without buying it. The water that we drink now in our tap is not even good. So then they changed it to where now we have to buy bottled water.
Supposedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, because they did the test,
Yes.
and the bottled water isn't even as better as the tap water.
Right, exactly.
But hold on. Let me touch on this tap water. This is completely off subject. So no, when I was younger, I went to like a water facility. You went to a water treatment facility,
Right.
and they have all that water down
Right.
there in the tank, right? And then they put chemicals in the water or whatever, right? To make the water
Purified or whatever.
pure. The same. Just think about this. It's the same stuff. They just put chemicals in the water, then they add more chemicals, then they send it right back through
Yep.
them. Do that make sense to y'all?
Yep, exactly.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, I would say the bottled water is it ain't that much better, you know what I'm saying? But if I would go with bottled water, I would go with spring water. And once again, I'm a nutritional chef too, so health is wealth. So I know that was completely left field, but we definitely.
What
We were
other
just
stuff
talking.
do
We
we
were
got?
talking about why money is important.
Oh yeah, definitely. So and then like why money is important. That's the other thing too. We have to put finances in every part of our life.
Right, exactly.
Before I met Sister Shasta in January, which is crazy. That was like 5 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
know, it's cool. It's crazy, right? What was our thing in January? It was a financial workshop.
Yeah,
I
that's
hosted
right.
it with Brother Terrell and his wife Tracy. Shout out to the Bushes out
Yeah,
there.
shout out to the Bushes, man.
But we put on a financial workshop because we wanted to create. We wanted to create a pattern with people like Leo and myself, because as we're getting educated, we want to be the examples with the steps that you need to take to
Right.
change your life.
Right.
And Leo got it immediately,
Right.
and he been rocking with me ever since. Got
Right.
licensed. He's out here
Yeah.
educating the people,
That's right.
letting people know, like, hey,
Yeah.
we need to have this information. I mean, if you want to eat good, you want to eat at Whole Foods.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Sprouts,
That's right.
you got to be able to afford that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Yeah,
But that stuff ain't cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, definitely. I would tell y'all, we definitely have to start in the stages. The main thing, starting the stages. Because I know a lot of people, they put a lot of stress on Okay, now somebody just came through. Hold on, what? Trying to educate the old lady. Okay, cool. Smooth. We don't jump on that, sister. Okay, but the main thing though, we have to teach finances. But I was talking about the health. But anyway, jump back on health. Of course, we want to go to organic and quote with the organic. Organic just means not pesticides sprayed on it, right? But most people don't eat fruits and vegetables in general. Once we start getting people to deal with more fruits and vegetables, then we can jump into organic and growing and stuff like that. But as far as the finances, I never learned that in school. Like I was just saying before, like I met Sister Shasta in January. She was like, "Man, Lou, you trying to?" She's like, "Shit, you trying to make some money?" I'm like, "Hell yeah," you know. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I looked at the message. I said, "Cool." So anyway, I went there, and then the presentation that they showed, and once again, I come from culinary arts school. I'm like, I don't even know nothing about this, but it makes complete sense. So to wrap all this up, we have to learn how to take short losses to get long wins. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that, every single person out there, if you're watching this, if you're not watching that, learn financing.
Yes, please, financial literacy. Definitely,
because I never learned nothing about finances in preschool, elementary school, middle school, junior high school. Well,
they teach you to get a job, which is W-2, where basically you don't have to think about it. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to think about every dollar that you spend.
and now that we are understanding, this is where we're here. We're trying to educate our community and the public that this time around, this next generation that is up and coming, we cannot afford to let this generation go into debt. We've got to look at it like the United States of America. They're in trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. We've got to bring this debt income ratio down. We cannot have another poverty generation.
Let me touch. Credit is not bad.
No.
When I was growing up, I always taught credit was bad. Don't get a credit card because that's not. The credit cards ain't bad. It's the people with messed up habits is bad.
Exactly.
That's only because you're buying things that can't make you no money.
No.
If you use your credit to buy stuff that can make you money,
right,
you can easily use that credit for good.
And if you use it wisely too,
Exactly.
Because you do need credit in order to build credit, and especially your credit score up. But we're going to talk about that the next time around. These are, I know we're running out of time.
Okay, we just want to let people know what's going up here.
What's going on
in Phoenix.
And what's happening. Like I said, I have the farm. I want everybody to know about the farm, things like that. So go ahead, let everybody know what's going on. And definitely, we're going to see you next week, too.
Yes.
We're going to have more subjects to talk about.
That's right.
Like I said, these are my co-hosts right here, Shasta Brada and Leo the Second.
It's Leonardo Victory the Second,
Victory the Second.
So just to keep you guys in a loop, we have a lot of good things going on in the community. Any entrepreneurs, small business owners, anybody looking to elevate their mindset. We have a networking event coming up June 23rd, hosted by the Black Chamber. It's going to be at Michael's Cafe off of Central and Osborne from 6 to 8. Please come out and support your fellow small business owners and entrepreneurs. We also have the Buy Black Marketplace with the Archwood Exchange, and they are going to be hosting that marketplace every first Saturday of the month. We also have PGI live sessions coming soon where we're going to be talking with different entrepreneurs about their entrepreneurial path here in the Valley. And Mrs. Dr. Kilmore's farm that she was mentioning. Can you tell us the location of that farm and who we need to talk to if we want to reach out to her to help her?
What did I tell you the name of that school? Because I'm not having a senior moment. What was that name of that school?
I don't know. You said it was old Southern and
28th Street. And it's, I forgot the name of the school. I told you it just went blank. I forgot the name of the school. I was like, and I'm sitting there trying to look at it. I said,
well, keep in contact with us because we definitely want to help out that sister who has the vegetables pesticide free.
And you can always go on my Facebook because Kalmer Muhammad, and then go on to my Facebook and you can get the information there. I posted pictures and so forth and videos. The last thing is this. That we also have the 10,000 Fearless in South Phoenix. They feed the homeless every Saturday morning. It's going on a year, and they have been consistent in feeding the homeless every Saturday morning. And then we have the local organization community where we're trying to get together and do things positive, and we're trying to support.
We have farming initiatives,
right? Support back, buy back, and also we're also looking at South Phoenix, and they're building trying to build up the people's houses and put little gardens in the back of the yards and things like that. So if you want more information, definitely call My Radio Phoenix, and the calling number when you get a chance. So if you want to leave some information, if you can't get a hold of me, it's 1-800-210-5711. Again, 1-800-210-5711. And this is My Radio Phoenix, and the program of the hour is the Community Empowerment and Social Economic Development Hour. And we're here every Sunday. I try to be here every Sunday. I was on vacation last week, but now I got my co-hosts and so forth. I know they're going to help me keep this thing running up and going, because we are living in dangerous and serious time, and that every year and every day, and if you notice, the gas is going up, and if you look at the food prices, they're going up. And so one day you're not going to be able to go to the grocery store and say, let me pick this. You're going to be like, dang, how much pennies and dimes I got just to afford to eat just for the day, because, everything is going up. So we need to become economically and financially savvy and literate around here. So I'm glad that my co-hosters are here, and they're going to be helping me out with this program and to build it up and to build the community. And eventually we're going to have it where you can call in and ask questions and so forth. But if you have questions, post it on Facebook, ask us, and we will make sure when we look on Facebook that will answer your questions too as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Kilmore, for having us.
Well, and not having you, you're here now.
Well, yeah, making us her co-host.
Yeah, we definitely got made co-host real fast on this. Got it real fast. Come on, world. Hey,
Dr. Muhammad, go ahead, Brother Leo, say something to the people.
Yeah, definitely. The last keynote I want to speak on we ran out of time. Is accountability, right? So the worst form of criticism is not constructive. If I'm saying something to Sister Shasta, Sister Kilmer, it's when you look in the mirror and say, I'm the one that's messing up. That's the hardest form of criticism. If you be accountable for every single action that you take, your life would be way better.
It really will.
That's it. But, salute to everybody. Once again, thanks to Miss Kilmer. I know, we co-host on here. But once again, if we friends, if we not friends, add me on Facebook, LTG Victory the Second. Any questions, slide them through my inbox or something like that. Appreciate your time. Have a successful day.
Have a successful, that's right.
Peace, family.
Come on.